We're ready? All right. Good evening. I would like to call the meeting Thursday, January 16, 2025, meeting of the Forest Park Planning Commission to order. The Planning Commission serves as the recommending body for the mayor and city council. The Planning Commission shall recommend approval with condition, or denial of application, being forwarded to the mayor and city council. All persons who wish to address the Planning Commission shall sign up on a form to be provided by the planning secretary prior to the commencement of this hearing. Each speaker shall speak only to the merits of the proposed petition under consideration and shall address his remarks only to the members of the Planning Commission. The applicant, as well as proponents for or against the petition, shall have 10 minutes to speak during the public hearing portion of this meeting. Prior to speaking, the speaker will identify him or herself and state his or her name and current address. Only person who are signed up may speak to the petition being heard. Staff will first present the petition, then I will ask the board members if they have any questions. Then I will open up the meeting for public comments, at which time the applicant will speak first, followed by any additional speakers. Once everybody has spoken, I will then close the public comments for discussion and recommendation by the Planning Commission members. Today we have 2 items on the agenda. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Good evening, Vice Chairman Clinkscales and board members. This is the roll call for January 16th, 2025. Asfar Huck is absent. Michael Clinkscales.
Here.
Michael Clinkscales is present. Roderick Jackson.
Here.
Roderick Jackson is present. Donald Williams.
Here.
Donald Williams is present. Lois Wright.
Present.
Lois Wright is present. Vice Chairman, you have a quorum.
All right. All right, do we have any addition or deletion or the adoption of the agenda? Motion to receive the adoption of agenda.
I give a motion to receive the adoption of the agenda for December.
No, it's for January, but you just do.
It's for January?
Yes. For January
So did I
16th.
say what I?
You okay?
Okay, but now we need a second.
Yeah, can we get a second?
I second.
All right, so it's been motion and a second. All who received the agenda as read. Say aye.
Aye.
Aye, those opposed. All right, so we received the adoption of the agenda. All right, motion to receive the minutes of approval December 19, 2024.
I do a motion to approve the minutes for December 19th, 2024.
Second.
All right, it's been motion and second to receive the minutes for December 19, 2024. All who agree? Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, so we received the minutes as read for December 19, 2024. All right, do we have any public comments? Old business? No, all right. So new business. Today we have 2 items on this agenda, Madam Secretary. Oh, we already did that, so. All right, so we got 2, All right, we got 2 here. So at this time, Steph, we're ready to read the recommendation.
Good evening, Vice Chairman and board members. I am Latima Richards, Planner 1 for Planning and Community Development. I'm here to present the case number VAR 2-2025-01. It is a sign variance for 5240 Old Dixie Highway. The applicant, Jennifer Wolf, is requesting to increase the maximum height requirements for a freestanding ground sign from the required 10 feet to 12 feet. This will allow the installation of a replacement sign totaling a square footage of 32 square feet within the light industrial district. Staff recommends approval. Parcel ID numbers 13077B A005. On page 10, you will see the zoning map. On page 11, you will see the survey. On page 12, you will see the sign locations. On page 13, you will see the sign rendering. On page 14 are the photos. The planning commission may approve this if they find that the approval will not be egregious harm to the public safety, health, and morals and general welfare of the community. Staff finds that they are meeting this requirement. They may also approve for the use and the value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance that will not affect in the sustainability of variance manner. Staff also finds that the applicant is meeting this requirement. They also may approve if the restriction applications of the terms of this ordinance will not result in practical difficulty in the use of the property. Staff finds that they also meet this requirement. Therefore, staff recommends approval for the sign variance to increase the maximum height again from 10 feet to 12 feet. That concludes my presentation. I am available if you have any questions.
Have any questions? At this time, we will open the meeting to public comments. So at this time, do we have the applicant?
Yes, she is here.
Okay, so we'll open up. You don't mind stating your name and also your,
Sure. Good evening, Vice Chairman. I'm sorry. Good evening, Vice Chairman and board members. For the record, my name is Jennifer Wolf. My current office address is 4113 North Swan Street, Covington, Georgia, 30014. Good evening. The subject property address is 5240 Old Dixie Highway, Forest Park, Georgia, and the property is zoned light industrial. The property abuts to an arterial street where the current height allowance for ground signs is 10 feet. The existing sign currently installed is 12 feet in height. I'm here to humbly request the board's approval to allow us to replace the existing sign with new as proposed at the same height and in the same location. I would like to point out that the existing sign is in very rough shape after not being properly maintained for several years by the previous tenants. The existing sign could be refaced and allowed at its current height of 12 feet. The existing sign, in my professional opinion, is of poor shape, and by modifying the sign by adding a replacement face and painting the existing steel supports would be sufficient, but it would be equivalent to slapping lipstick on a pig. The business owner would appreciate the approval by the board to allow him to replace the entire structure, including the electrical, without losing the 12-foot height. The proposed sign is smaller in overall square footage by elimination of the static reader board that's currently in place, thus reducing what some people may consider as signage clutter. It is my hope the board sees the benefit of the replacement sign as a visual enhancement to not only to this property, but also to your community. Thank you for your time this evening.
have any questions?
Motion to accept the pass, but allow her to have case number BAR 2025-1 for the variance request. The motion in that we accept.
All right. We have a second?
I second that. It'd be approved.
All right. So it have been motion and second. All who agree, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. All right.
Thank you.
So it passes.
Thank you. Good evening.
All right, thank you. All right. So we have case TA 202501.
Good evening, Vice Chairman and board members. How are you all today?
Great, yourself.
Today's request is case number TA 2025-01. Proposed request is a text amendment to City of Forest Park Code of Ordinances. The proposed text amendment, the Planning and Community Development Department is proposing a text amendment to the Code of Ordinances. Case TA 2025-01. Includes an amendment to the Title 8 Planning and Development, Chapter 8 Zoning, Article F, Boards and Commissions of the City of Forest Park Code of Ordinances to amend subsection, adding Section 8-169 Public Arts Review Board. The purpose of this amendment is to establish the Public Arts Review Board, PARB or PARB, and to oversee to promote the integration of art into public spaces, which fosters a vibrant, inclusive, and culturally enriched community. The board will work to support local artists, advocate for public art projects, and ensure that art reflects and enhances the identity and values of this community. Establishing the Public Arts Review Board will promote creativity, community engagement, and the accessibility of art for all, while contributing to urban revitalization, tourism, and a deeper appreciation of culture within the City of Forest Park. Based off this information in your packets include the proposed text amendment. There also is an ordinance that was attached that we will be submitting to Mayor and Council.
Amending, what are we amending? What was there first?
Nothing. So that's why it's an amendment,
Admin.
amending.
For a committee, for
No,
a planning art, why wouldn't you add all that information in as part of your, as part of the, your description or your, you know, why wasn't that a part of the, when you make up your, you know, it's not, I can't think of the word I'm trying to say, but
the vision,
when they created the job, and then they do a job, description, why wasn't that? That's the word I want to say. Why wasn't that in the description in the beginning when you created it?
I'm sorry, if you don't mind reiterating your question. I know the text does say we're amending this section to add a new section. So if you don't mind reiterating your question.
Why wasn't that section always, what you read to us, why wasn't that always in the beginning? Why wasn't that ever included?
So we're establishing the Public Arts Review Board because the City of Forest Park does not currently have this board. So by bringing this to you all, as the recommending body for Mayor and Council, we're presenting it to you all as a text amendment to add this item to our current code of ordinances, and we're amending the ordinance by adding a new section, which does not currently exist, but after formal approval, yes.
All that you read to us seemed like it should have been a part of the original planning description when you first created the board,
Well, we have different boards. So just like the Planning Commission, Urban Design Review Board, we are implementing to bring a new board to the city so that we can include public art into public spaces for the City of Forest Park.
Yeah.
why wasn't that all presented? Why wasn't it presented when they first started the board?
Well, I guess to answer your question, at the time that they initiated the zoning ordinance, they were not thinking of establishing an arts board. Therefore, the language was not included in the zoning ordinance, but because now we have interest from mayor and council as well as citizens with regards to having an arts board, we have now created that language to include in the ordinance. So that's why it wasn't there before.
You explained it very well. Sorry that
You're
I
okay.
didn't know how to ask it properly,
but you're all right.
but that she answered my question.
Yes. And also you all have an attachment that we did leave for you all. So this just provides public art display types and locations so that you have an idea of the type of things the board will be reviewing and the type of art that you will see eventually become a part of the City of Forest Park.
question, the review, board will, if it's something that's negative, they have the authority to not receive it, like negative, all right,
Yes, this is correct. So this board will review everything as staff does for any new structure, like say we do pre-application review. So anytime before they're able to actually display the art or mural or anything of that nature, they will have to first have an initial meeting with staff and Planning Community Development Department where we will gauge their project. There's also application process where those individuals who want to display public art will have to follow, and then the board will also have 5 members. So the approval of the display will be approved based upon the board that we're trying to implement now.
That's the language here that criteria gives them specificity as to what they need to look at when they're evaluating the different art proposals.
On page 19, under section D, the line that on actually D dash D on the description there.
Okay.
And based on this proposal to add this text to our ordinance, staff recommends approval of the text amendment to include this new section in our zoning ordinance.
I think this is very important because arts have become real popular around, in the cities, different cities, and it's important what goes up, in the city. And so you need to have some government authority to kind of just look at that. Motion to receive this text amendment.
Let one else do it.
You got it.
Yeah, let me second.
Number one, any questions before we go on, before we motion, do we have any questions and other questions concerning it? All right. So at this time, we will motion.
I motion that we go with the approval of, yeah. I'm sorry, I lost my
Yeah.
train of thought. And I'm sorry. It's only because years ago, Forest Park used to do signs around there, and I used to work for Forest Park. We used to have to go and clean all that mess up. So it's good to see it.
Right.
I motion for the approval.
And I
All right.
second.
Variance.
All right.
And the text amendment, yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Okay, so it's been motion and second. All who agree?
Aye.
Those who oppose. Amen. So it has been passed. All right. All right. That's all we got. Is that it? All right. So
Yes, this, we have no other cases this evening. That was the final one.
motion to adjourn.
I second it.
First and second, so we adjourn. All right.
Everybody,
We
we.
all who agree?
Aye.
All right. So we adjourn.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.